Hello and welcome back to Ask Norm. Norm, today we ask you, which do you prefer? The hustle and bustle of city life or the quiet and serenity of country life? And why?
I like the quiet of serenity life because I think you appreciate life as it should be lived. There's nature, there are animals, the sky is blue if it's a nice day, and it's more relaxing, and you do things that take you back to the earth, whether it's farming or anything associated with it. And I enjoy that more, even though I haven't really lived that life very much.
Did you do a lot of farming yourself?
No, I didn't do farming, but there were a couple of years when I and my family went up to a farm. It was below Albany, and even though I must have been like 5 or 6 years old, I still remember that farm. I remember they grew all their vegetables themselves, because my brothers who were older than I would pick tomatoes and cucumbers and corn, and I'd run after them. I remember the two horses, Pansy and Nellie. One was black, one was gray, and I remember everything about the farmer whose name was Sam, and I always had fond memories of that, even though it's so very, very long ago.
Now, you say that you would run after your brothers when picking vegetables. Is that because they didn't want you to have any vegetables?
No. It was just that I was younger, so I had to keep up with them, so I ran. They probably walked and I ran. It has nothing to do with Iraq, incidentally.
Thank you. I appreciate your refraining from political commentary.
Yes.
During the broadcast.
Yes, I had no intention of doing that.
You also mentioned that there was some sort of racial conflict between the two horses. Is that correct?
No, it was not a racial conflict. They were just different colors.
Okay. And
one was a nice gray and one was a nice brown. One was Pansy, one was Nellie.
Which one would you say was the Pansy?
I don't remember. I really don't remember.
Did they get along?
Yes, they did. They used to pull the wagon on which the hay. The farmer used to cut the hay. He'd put it up on the wagon, and then we'd bring it into the barn. And we had pitchforks, or probably my brothers had pitchforks, and we used to put the hay in the barn, and we'd ride to the barn on top of the hay.
Did you and your brothers ever use your pitchforks to run somebody else out of town?
No, we were non-combative.
Now, you mentioned the farmer in question. His name was Sam, is that correct?
Yes, it was.
Tell us about your intimate experiences with Sam.
Well, I still remember how he had a truck. I guess it was an old truck, and at that time they started the truck by turning a crank, and I guess the crank would get the engine started.
So Sam was on crank.
No, he was not on crank, and he wasn't a crank. But there was a crank in front of the truck, and he would quickly turn that crank until I guess the ignition caught, and then the truck, where he'd get behind the wheel, and the truck would start. Can
I conclude then from this, from his turning a crank to power the truck, that this was prior to the invention of fuel? Was this a horse-drawn truck?
No.
It was crank-powered.
I guess that's the way they started trucks then.
So no gasoline, just crank. He would just crank the truck.
No, there must have been gasoline.
Norm, now I have to be blunt in asking this next question. Did Sam ever make any inappropriate overtures towards you while the two of you were alone in his truck?
Stop that crap. Hell no. The only overture he made was on a fiddle that he didn't play.
So you're saying that he never played with his fiddle?
We're getting into uncharted territory.
Is it safe to say that he never played with your fiddle?
No. It's safe to say. Very safe.
Well, thank you for your candor, Norm. This has been, once again, Ask Norm. And please come back next time, and we will ask Norm something equally penetrating. And I believe in this case, penetrating would really be the key word.
It might be yours. There's some pretty funny spots there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it? Huh? Was it?
Yeah.
That's what I think. That might be funny.
I think so.
I think so too. But no, there must have been gasoline, really, wasn't there?
Speaking of gas,
Huh?
speaking of gas, do you need the restroom before we move on to our next question?
Pardon me?
You mentioned gas. I just wanted to check if you needed the restroom before we move on to our next question. I can tell you that I would not mind myself, but I just thought I would check in with you first.
I want to save you from the embarrassment.
I appreciate that very much. Now, how long was it before you realized that Sam had a relationship with Alice, the maid for the Bradys?
Well, that came about a few years later. I heard my brothers talking about it, and listening to them talking about it, I learned quite a bit about the relationship.
Was there something that you liked in particular, or that you enjoyed there more, let's say, than the other food? Did you have a favorite?
Probably corn on the cob. Corn on the cob, I enjoyed. It was very sweet, good.
With or without butter?
No, I don't eat corn with butter. With a little bit of salt, but no butter. No butter.
Pepper?
No.
Salsa?
No.
Ketchup?
No.
Russian dressing?
No. Just salt.
So you're suggesting, you said that in those days there were none, you're suggesting the racial tension between these two horses may have increased over time?
No, I don't think so. I think they all got along well together.
That's, I think, a lovely lesson for us all.
Isn't it? Yes, it is.